Welcome back to Esoteric, Ebb. We are on our way to finding out what happened to this darn tea shop and why it exploded. We are trying to hunt down the owner of the tea shop. I've been having a blast with this game. I love the humor, love the comedy. It's been a great time, and I'm so excited to see what more has to come. I want to figure out how to get through the entire game only following our charisma and using dialogue, and so that's a little challenge I put on myself to try to keep things interesting for me. And it should be a good time. So we are in the waterway. Here we need to find the people who fished us up out of the sea for some mysterious reason. And we also need to find the owner of the tea shop, could be down here. And possibly another guy in the yellow jacket, Frank, son of Frank. So I'm excited to see how that goes. All right, let's see what the sign. Street sign says upper W view, lower. Okay, the lower is the docks. We came from there, so let's head to the docks first, which will be down here at the wharf. The First Rivers Guild. Okay, I guess we can't go down there. Goblin boy has nothing to say. Where could the fishermen possibly be? No, you boys don't look like anything. Sewage pipes. Here we go. Here we go. This is it. Conquest by river, by land, by heart. All right. Eben Snell, where are we going to get up to today? What the hell is this thing? You spot a crab on the rock. It does a little shimmy. Yes, cleric. That is a crab. Last time I pet the bird, it hurt me. You think if I pet the crab, it's going to hurt me? You reach forth and the crab immediately snips on your index finger. Huh? Crab pincers grip your finger hard. Hard. Your index will come off soon. Help. Ah, 6? Please let go, Mr. Crab. It says it does not let go. All right, I was polite to the crab, so let's try to pass that. No. Oh no, we're dead. You bend and you pry, but the crab. Oh, this crab is messing me up. The blood's not flowing, so you will die. Get out. Thank God. Why does every animal want to murder me? Use your free hand to pry the pincers off. All right, freedom. He's a good little fighter, a good crab. What? Is it a crab? Is it going to talk? Is it allowed to talk? What's that, Krabby? Johnny Longneck blew up the tea shop? Damn, guess we'll have to find him. Johnny Longneck, not again. Him and his dastardly plans. Also, I'm joking. Please don't take that serious. You're not going to the Reedsian Waste to seek out Johnny Longneck's crass sight. Spoil sport. All right, let's leave. That thing messed me up. Are we hungry yet? Can we eat? We can. Can we eat again? We can. All right. Crisis averted. Lesson learned. No more talking to animals. All right, so maybe this wasn't the docks. I'm still shocked we haven't even gotten to the first night cycle in this. It said it was only going to take 5 to 8 sessions to play the entire game, and I don't believe that. Legendary scrolls, incense. Okay, we're stealing. More treats. Good. What does this door do? This must lead to the rest of the roller mill. I don't dare climb up, do I? Ladders, trace form is such an... All right, no, not get distracted. We are here to go find the docks. We will come check this out later. Screw you, Mr. Krabby. Goodbye. I didn't want to do that. All right. Docks, workers. It said lower level. Where could this go? Nowhere, apparently. What are we ever gonna do? Are you ever gonna learn your lesson? We're closed for today. Awesome. Oh, and we have to remember there's a couple places that are only open at night that we want to check out. Oh God, another animal. It's a griffin. You approach a ball of feathers and wings and really, really sharp claws. Too bad he's clearly overfed. Magical beasts can sometimes understand basic common. You could try speaking with it. It's a griffin, right? You will require speak with animals to communicate properly. We don't have that. There's an entrance to a warehouse on the other roof. If you want to get inside, you're going to have to get past this bad boy. We are a sneaky boy. Could we try to sneak past it? We get a +4. And we did. Take a deep breath, then take the first step. The goblin follows right behind you as you carefully navigate the roof. One wrong step and you fall. Take a deep breath as you make it to the other side. Let's not do that again. Start walking away. Is it gone for good? Or now can we just pass freely? Uh-oh. Oh no, it woke up. You got here just in time. Perfect, now we can make it back too. Sometimes you really are a lucky bastard, you know that? Yeah, the first animal that didn't try to murder me. Awesome, stealing. Ginger drink, okay. Get these into a warehouse by tomorrow. All right, so now we have access to a warehouse. I don't know what that's gonna do for us, but it could be helpful later. Ooh, freeze dryer compound. Let's enter. Oh, we can't, it's barred shut. All right. Am I sure I can't go down these stairs? Yeah, stairs down to the bustling docks. I guess not. What the hell? All right, who here can help me? Please, this open? I don't know who Snurry Appendant is, but let's go in. God, you live in a mess. Snurry's office. Almost dead, but not yet. Children's drawings on the wall. Scholarly. Okay, steal. Thank you. I'll take that. What's this? Steal. More food. What the hell is that? Dream patch. Small amounts of pixie essence incorporated into a sticky patch can be used to recover third level spell slots. All right, we don't even have that unlocked yet. Trifle with this. Tiny dictator. Advantage against bureaucrats. Sure. Right now, I think we have an open thing we can put on. Sweet. All right, wake up. You take a step into the cramped office. This is a scholar? Curse the gods. Go investigate his book collection before waking the lazy halfling. Okay. See his books. You see a collection of books. Next to them line a famous political book. Dark Book of Shadow. Many more. No freeze dryer work. Disappointing. Let's open the Dark Book of Shadow. You pick up a black covered tome. A faint tingle goes through your gloved hand. That's the most evil book I've ever seen. How'd they even get the cover to be that black? It's like a void. Thick and graphine. Okay, memory lingers in the tome. If you open it, you shall go. Yeah, open it. Obviously, despite its evil nature, text is not dangerous. Pages show but a holy scripture of the Shadow Lord's lost religion. One, the eternal servitude and search for life and death. However, you remember it well. This was the first book you were ordered to study as punishment for your idiotic behavior at the towers. You remember your first journey towards the Esoteric. Let's try to recall it, I guess. No. Is that gonna hurt us? 9? Oh my God, why am I getting messed up? To know beyond any doubt how alone you truly are, blurred faces, hushed whispers, crowd thoughtful peers, a raised hand among a crowd of sheep. Patriarch is not just a religious text. They stare at you. It's a spell book. Those were the words of how they laughed. Yes, you proved yourself, so you did. I went up to the Patriarch. I took the Book of Shadow. Then I... All right, we got a hit point back. Awesome. You memorized on the spot, then you cast the ancient spell once used by Death Knights of the Shadow Lord to subjugate and control the minds of his people. A spell that is, despite its first level, not learned by most clerics until they grasp the intricacies of a higher tier casting. Everyone was less stunned by me. Oh, so we were a good little wizard. To not only master such a spell, but do it in seconds instead of days, the moment was yours. From that moment, you marked your place at the towers as the greatest spellcaster or greatest talent among them all. However, as always, the weak fear the strong. The moment also began your ostracization. I would never be among them, but I would end up being a leader. You are, and you shall continue. Gas or area vision is blurry, is filled by the pages of that book. It is a good one despite its religious fervor. Balor is much as an early anarchist as the greatest of the walking gods. Close the book. Again, we are messed up. Let's spend a spell slot to cure our wounds. 5. Okay, I'll live with that. What else we got in here? Blind Manifesto. The book. Always listen to your hungry stomach. You should listen to the book and the stomach. This crazy old text. Same as always, the book begins with a tirade about property ownership. Then on the 5th page, you find a diagram showing how to ritualistically summon a demon. It's incorrect. Okay. Made illegal. Awesome. It is the thing that makes you feel good. The text of truth. Look at the chapter of free love. You flip to page 52. You remember it well. It has pictures, tiny scribbling, something akin to stick figures positioned in various enwrapped unities. You remember the words well, the guide on how to make the ultimate sensations of the flesh. Kind of hot in a sad way. Put the book away. Memoirs of a Statesman. First few pages devoted to a rambling text, history of governing, especially since he also includes an explanation of his lineage. It's not so subtle. Oh, but this deals with Darrow, who's the owner, or who's our boss, who we also have to speak with between midnight and 6 a.m., apparently, according to his lady who had an orbit around her eyes. That was a whole thing. Bureaucracy. Haven't read this before. Luckily, don't have time to do so now either. Rough tone about democracy. Okay, from what you remember, it caused quite the stir when it came out 2 years ago. You recall a rumor about Shield Lord Jarn having hated this book so much during its printing that he personally bought 200 copies only to burn them in his garden. Probably not true, probably. All right, last book, The Folk. Alexandros was first book placed in your hands. Open it, sure. It's an old worn copy. Musings about the divine era, great walking gods, history lesson, proving to organize the divine. Okay, don't care. My reading comprehension's going out the window right now. It's early, don't blame me. Dangerous ideas fascism has led many cities astray and reads almost like he wrote directly about the struggles. Yeah. Whatever your thoughts are, his book is used to reshape the city. You know how well effective it is. Put the book away. All right, I'm done here. All right, now that we peruse your library, let's wake you up. Yeah, kick his chair. Gah! He exclaims and throws open his bushy eyes. His confused gaze focuses on you. Life is pain. Kick the chair again. Gah! Calm down, he says, trying to conceal a smirk. Stop, are you madman? No, I'm the cleric. Clearly, he says, groaning. You lean a little further into being cleric gained for choosing his class 2 times. Terrible, terrible pain. Oh, he mutters and rubs his face. The wrinkles fold over one another like waves on a storied sea. Are you? He looks at you with his worried expression, then he rubs his nose and sniffs twice. Are you here for the invoice? A quick glance to Snell. His words come out in typical Fordnip accent. What? The invoice. Should I have an invoice? No. Oh, hold on. I've already paid the invoice. You're here for something different. He leans in, facing Snell. I hope Queen Goblin has no quarrel with this old scholar. He holds up a palm. Nah, we're here on city business. I got some questions on Tea Shop. Tea Shop? And you're dealing with interesting events. The city has seen its fair share of great calamities over the years, and the Tea Shop explosion appears tiny in comparison. No, it's a huge conspiracy. A huge one. Better take care of it then. Curiosity is absolutely vital for keeping the old brain in motion, so I commend you, cleric. And you as well, my goblin friend. He looks around grunting. Can I get either of you some fucking water, or... You like this guy. He's like a rabid dog without the biting so far. This halfling is wild in a fun way. No, thank you, your companion replies very quickly. You're Scholar Appledent, right? Me? Yes. I am Sneer Appledent, he says, and bows his head in the chair. Scholar of Fordnip University and dedicated service to the progress of AIS. You study alignment? Among other things, primarily my expertise lands on the topic of alignment and its many historical and contemporary applications. Some bullshit, I will tell you. These days, I mostly deal with other forms of study. Specifically, I run this office here on the experimental technique of psychoanalysis. What kind of magic is that? No magic at all, although there have been some detect thoughts involved at some points in the development. It is a form of mind healing, as they call it. I'll be the one to call it support instead. It is essentially the idea, yeah, okay. Ooh, exorcism. Almost. Well, the ghosts are metaphorical. It is really not that different from the expulsion of neurotic possession. A Rezian friend of mine once told me this joke, and I apologize if it's too vulgar for your taste, but he spires out the words through little chortles. Yeah, let's listen to it. Right. A cleric, an anarchist, and a rogue delve into the lair of a succubus. The fiend defeats all 3 men, throwing them in her dungeon. But she grows to fancy them, so she offers them a choice. For each man who can successfully satisfy her, she will let that man go. Otherwise, he speaks with little fits of laughter in between she ends them, so to say. This is going to be a long tale. You actually haven't heard this one. Ho, ho, ho. Do go on. So the three adventurers debate in which order to go. Eventually, the rogue and anarchist decide the cleric should go first, as he is a virgin and will least likely increase her standards. Your goblin companion rubs his eyes as he listens to the joke. The cleric, being divine and so on, prays to his god and goes to the fiend's bedchambers. He comes out 10 minutes later, completely unharmed, and gives a thumbs up to his two friends, who of course both feel a great sense of relief. The anarchist goes in next, confident and arrogant. If the cleric can do it, the fiend must be easy. Within minutes, his bones roll out of the bedchamber entrance, the man having been incinerated by hellish flames. The rogue is horrified, but realizes obviously the anarchist overestimated his abilities. So he carefully enters the bedchamber, ready to put every ounce of effort into it. What am I reading? Less than a minute later, screams erupt from the bedchamber and the rogue's lifeless corpse falls out of the entrance. The cleric prays for his souls of his comrades and gathers their remains for burial. The succubus steps out, smoking a cigarette. She tells the cleric, "My, your friends were truly terrible. They were just fumbling about down there. At least you managed to touch it a little." What the hell? To which the cleric responds, "You're truly an awful creature, and I will pray for your presence to be exorcised from its plane of existence every day until the day I die." Then before he walks away, the cleric also adds, "Oh, but I did heal that horrible wound you had between your legs." Hopefully that makes you less evil in the future. The goblin lets out a slight gust of wind through his nose. That's insane. The halfling chortles loudly, my kind of humor, you might say. In short, you can view the succubus as an evil in the world which religious forever would pray to repair. However, such reparation could often lead to not so optimal path. So I'm laughing. Or most simply, you could say it's basic allegory for alignment itself. The cleric meant well for all intents, but his actions cost the lives of both his comrades. Is that evil or is it good? And so on. Either way, psychoanalysis, yes, that's what we're talking about. It's about your feelings, thoughts, memories, choices you made, things that have happened to you. They can bog you down, so to say, and the goal of my clinical practice is to root that out in my patients' minds and help make them aware of repressed negative baggage, if you will. So he's a magical therapist, so one can move forward more speedily. Sounds like removing a curse of the mind. In a metaphorical sense, yes, but it's not the only thing I work on here. I am currently exploring the dream anima animus, a dream of man and woman. What a pervert, you like this guy. You dream about men and women sometimes, but the dream is just a concept that understanding gender ideologies. Okay, slaps his knee and grinned. The folk spirit, have you heard of it? Yes. Oh, then tell me what it is. I lied, I have no idea what you're talking about. Understandable is not yet published. The folk spirit is the working title for my new thesis. Most of it is, if you excuse my anarin fucking bullshit. But in short, it's about how each folk share a number of core communal archetypes. I'll see what theory holds up in the minds of so many folk. He clears his throat and leans back into his chair. Apologies, I'm ranting here. Let's put a stop to it. Yes, you are ranting. Thank you for letting me finally get to my questions. Oh, we can get mind healing. That might be helpful for our amnesia. I don't want to inquire about the folk spirit. How does death and resurrection work with all this stuff? Why don't you use magic in your mind healing? What is love? What do you know about the tea shop, the one that exploded? We gotta stay on topic. Oh, horrific. He gestures wildly towards the rocky wall. Shit started shaking. It was as if the red rock of Tolstad itself was cracking for half a second or so. So you were down here when it happened. Yes, I think I was asleep, but the sound awoke me. Did you go check it out? No. Someone told me later what it was like. I have work to do here. Hear anything? Should not believe rumors, but yes, I did hear some nasty stuff. Some people seem to think the owner did it himself since he is missing. Some others think the city did it since they printed a clear lie in the post. I've also heard people say the Asgalist are responsible since it was their hideout. So everyone is questioning, no one is certain. Got it. Or the Free Striders. So apparently everyone in the city has a reason to do it. Or that the Free Striders did it for the same reason, blowing up Asgalist opposition and so on. It's all bullshit. Of course, don't believe rumors. What do you think happened? He shrugs violently. All right, thanks for wasting my time on that. Can you give me some mind healing? Of course! I am, however, a bit swamped in work right now. I will get you a book slot. I have time after the election. You should come visit then. We don't have time after the election. Can you make time now? No. Truth be told, I'm very overworked. I'm struggling with a certain topic. What? I'm focusing on a specific idea. The idea of two opposite faces of your ego, masculine and feminine, but I just can't seem to get past a certain hurdle. Explain. You see, there's a work called Book of the Mind. Ooh, secret book hidden deep in some dungeon? Oh no, I own several copies. Aw. There's a rare edition of this book which contains a rumored so-called final foreword. In this forward, he apparently reveals a revelation about his categorization. Okay. Eldritch knowledge might be nothing, but it would be highly interesting to get my grubby hands on it. You want to develop his ideas further? That's the idea. Final 6th edition of the book is only printed in 10 copies. The publisher then hiked up the price in order to sell it. Those collectors have then spent the last 3 decades using the copies as a form of investment. It is a smart way about making money. No doubt, like any good capitalistic method, it sucks value from a work like Mosquito Sand. So you want me to find it? He nods. I drank a bit too much the other night, and in my desperation, I paid a diviner to cast a locate object for me. I didn't expect anything. It was very expensive. She actually found it. A copy is here, very close to Waterview Lane, and she even told me the exact direction. He points to the floor, about 40 meters straight down. In the city below? Yes, exactly. What was the name of your diviner? Lisa. She used to have a hut on top of the Free Strider building. It wandered away, I think. Wandered? He makes little walking motions with his fingers. Skadoodled, as they say. It's very strange. Esoteric house. She seemed kind. I hope she stops working for those fucking parasites. Alright, sounds like a quest. Got it. So many side quests. Yeah, I know. I can't help it. I have to do everything. Delve into the dangerous tunnels below and get me that book. Don't get yourself killed. Well, what the fuck kind of reward do you want? I want you to teach me how to be a man. I want to heal my broken mind. Impossible, no one can fix another mind. I can promise support, but no guarantee. Choose something else. Do you have a magic item? I have books in droves. You know what he says and snaps his fingers? The book itself. It's expensive and probably magical. Get me the book. Let me take a look. And then the book afterwards is yours. It's still a quest, right? It sounds wonderful. I love quests. I'm not an expert in what kind of weird shit is down there, but the city below is dangerous, so don't wander blindly. Good luck, cleric. Who are you voting for in the election? I'm a filthy as Gales. One of these days I'll get it right. Why call it filthy? Have you ever seen a clean? Haha, he laughs at his own joke. Green banner is flown in a strange context here in Republican wet dream of ours. As Galeism is supposed to be about abolishing the entire structure of hierarchy, that history is driven by economic struggles, clash between classes, end goal is classless, stateless society where everyone's equal. It actually sounds nice. But looking at the Norvokian, it's clear to me they long ago let this goal slip past. Look at them. They're shaking hands with the establishment, trying to find a peaceful solution. You want a violent revolution? He frowns. Look, the hairy halfling mutters. Genuine change, true change needs a true revolutionary break. There's no doubt about that. Reform, my time in Reeds made that clear to me. But always be wary. So I will vote for the Social Democratic compromise. This handshake will capital. Then I'll go home and piss myself and die, dreaming the next generation will have answers I do not. Compromise is good enough for now. You think I agree? Part of me does. I do truly hate the idea of tipping the hat to these truly fascist regimes. And yes, even the revolutionary Free Striders are fascist in a deep sense. How do you think they got their start? Through the coin of those who profit in the great suffering of old Dimenor and the Coast War and grinding the flesh of humanity? Well, I'm a Free Strider, please. It's filthy opportunism, not republicanism. They're just anarchist regimes with a painted mask and slightly less horrific power in hand. Slightly. So what do we even try to bring about? He sighs. I don't know, I'm an idiot. You figure it out. With the deep groan, he starts rubbing his hairy face. Workers unite in unionization and guild power is all well and good until it gets too loud. Okay, so what about you, cleric? You're voting... I'm voting for... As of right now, I'm voting for the Free Striders. His face darkens. And you are aware of what evil you are tampering with? You're not evil. Stay ignorant, then. For what is evil but the seeking of one's own profit over the health of the realm? I'm not arguing with you. Good. He sniffs. Now for something else before I start ranting about the suffragette movement. Your companion glances at you. Yeah, I got some other questions. I don't want to hear about this movement. All right. That's all for now. I'm starting to second guess being a free strider, even though I've advocated them for 5 times. All right. Let us find the dock. That's not open right now. Can I please go down these stairs? Am I like missing a turn? No? All right. Not. Well, you had to say snow. Approach your companion. Warling shows a crazy place. One of the great crafted wonders of our world. What's your position, all this? Whatever do you mean by that, cleric? Why are you helping me? I'm here on behalf of Lady Sage Leaf. Her will is of the streets, not to suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the day. Her will be done. Why are you really here? My motives are not are not of interest. Paul's motive is imperative. Does not want to disclose. Got any family? I'm a goblin. What do you think? Got a wife and kids? Nah, single for now, and trust me, his goblin ain't getting no offspring. Thank gods for that. Yeah, fuck them kids. The goblin rubs his temples, I have some other questions. I don't care about where we sleep tonight. All right, I'll be back when we find our way down to the docks. Okay, still trying to find the Blade Docks. I've run all around this area. I have no clue where the hell to go. So you know what? Let's probably go to the underground city and see what's down there. So be back in a minute. Ooh, I don't think you were here last time. Let's talk to you. Neswakilla, Nessun of the Green. At the top of the garden lookout, you see a strange creature hunched over. Underneath the large red hat, her drooping gaze slowly glides towards you. Not a hat, she's got an actual mushroom growing out of her skull. The elf drops a final piece of mushroom into the bowl on the table and gives you a creepy grin. Nice corner you got here. Slowly and in an appropriately dramatic fashion, she widens her eyes to reveal piercing red pupils, and her grin widens even more somehow. Abort, run, leave. Oh god, she's trouble. She's real trouble. Just look at the side of her head. Look at those ears, white hair, ashen hue, and those eyes. Snell seems to stay behind a bit. An elf, aren't they rare? In your days, you've only seen a handful of those gangly freaks. The city holds many folk, but elves are both few in numbers and seldom intermingle with lesser races. But look at her. This is no elf. This is an elf of Pamea. Hello, elf. You hear a guttural chuckle leave her lips. A man delves into the garden, his sight set on the mysterious below. Are you that man? The way her eyes dart back and forth like that, is she on something? No, the mysterious can say so. She tilts her head in comically large mushroom hat. Truly, close your eyes for too long and you'll find yourself blind. But I won't force you to look. The elf stammers, or is that an idiolect? She turns around, her red eyes glimmering beyond a mist of spores. Neswakilla of the Green. Call me Nessun. I am underling to Hierophant Opindana. Of course, druid. There's something esoteric going on here. You're a druid? Prove it. She just gives a goofy smile. I don't see how I could prove as such more than I currently do. She points to her head mushroom. There are indeed not many folks sitting around pretending to be mushrooms and bushes, otherwise this city would be even stranger. I've spent my days handling primal forces, that which grows and decays. Do you know much of it? It's about nature spirits, right? Like the warlockism? Spirits do inhabit all living things, although compared to making a deal with some fiend, I can promise you trees are much more esoteric. She lowers her gaze for what you realize is the first time since she raised it. I would like to hear your tale, human. There's much to be learned from your folk and your settlement in this band. Settlement? It's a great city-state, not some lone village. She speaks as though Earth folks' 60-something years of civilization building is nothing but a footnote in a history book. How sustainable is your lifestyle? You mean me in particular or my people? both or either. She presses down a mushroom in her bowl, sending a puff of spores into the air. You want an answer now? If you have it, but there is no stress. Think about it. If you focus on yourself, you can probably sustain yourself for a long ass time. Who cares, really? If you run out of shit, you go to another place and take that shit instead. That's how it works. Oh gods, you're focusing too much on the question. Instead, focus on what she wants to hear. Earthfolk will eventually chew through this land and be forced to expand. I personally could live on an apple a day. That's or yeah, that one. I've watched their people for some time from a distance. I am not one to make judgments. That is for the earth and sea, but it worries me how few primal forces there are to keep you at bay. Primal forces? She places a palm against the rough floor. Opidana has helped keep the undersea from being overtaken by unbalancing powers, demigods, fiends, celestials, your human anarchists. Each creates a power that not only overtakes the primal, they do so with ease. That great war your kind waged upon one another delayed it, but I do certainly believe is inevitable. The primal stuff should just get stronger then, shouldn't it? She laughs. Ah, a solution, I see. Trust me when I say you do not wish to live in a realm where nature fights back, really fights back. She takes a deep breath and deliberate breath. Now enough of complicated topics. Tell me, human, do you have a mate? Stare at her. Well? Her cheeks clench. No, not good. Your companion takes a few steps further away. Don't worry, she's not hitting on you. She means it more like, are you married? Your mind races. Hostile? No, probably not. Elaborate. Of course, I apologize if I was vague, human. I only mean most humans in a settlement group in pairs. I wonder if those of your kind do the same, form such long-term committed partnerships. That's a slightly less inflammatory question. No, I'm married to my work. Clear your throat. I've got Snell. I've got Snell. As you turn around and see your partner half hiding behind the corner, I refute that. Sad to say, your partner doesn't seem as committed. She lowers her mushroom cap. I see. It is the same here then. The path of an esoteric guardian is to be alone. The elf starts adding some kind of oily liquid to her mushroom bowl. A strange substance, golden, perhaps from some kind of undersea whale. Primal kin updated. If this old elf can guide you in any way, make it so. If not, I'll return to my toil. I don't have any of that. What do you know about the tea shop? Only what the roots whisper to me. The elf leans in closer, twisting her head to the side. You must delve deep, human. Something rotten happened that day. The green quakes. They fear what's to come. They whisper. Do they whisper anything useful? She leans back and lets out a resigned sigh. You do not speak with trees often, do you? Insane behavior. Were you here when it exploded? No, I was much further below. What do the goblins whisper about? That the city is at fault, that Lady Sageleaf should take over. The usual. What do you think happened? I will not deliberate on things I have no knowledge about. Where's the fun in that? Alright, thanks, move on. Thanks for wasting my time. Who are you voting for? I'm not a citizen. Okay, cool. Alright, that's it. Bye. Leave for now. Alright, so a lot of this seems to be pushing us towards the underground, but I am not entirely sure I want to start that journey yet. I want to see if I can figure out the docks and locating the owner and finding the fisherman. Primal Kim, what was this? It was this one. Convince Cessna and teach you primal magic if you're so inclined. Okay. Don't need to worry about that then right now. All right, the search for the docks shall continue. We have not been. We punched that stone. That's a save spot. We've been up there. That's just the city. This way went where? That leads to Pillar Crossing. Let's see. Nope, that is back here. Okay, so I'm starting to understand how the map all interconnects. It's actually right now not as big as I thought it was. We have not explored, though, No, we have explored. All right, this is this area. How the hell? That's a temple. Do I get to the bloody docks? What's the sign? Okay. Yeah, we've already... Tolstad Center, Tolstad Field, Goblin Garden, Water Lane. We've been down there. Down temple steps, across the circle square, through the garden tunnel, over the pillar crossing. Okay. That was not helpful. I must be missing something absolutely, blatantly obvious. That was that. What's this? Active machinery inside. Sure. Let's go in. Let's see what happens in here. Oh, this is the top of where I thought the way to the docks was. You glance at the ladder. It's one hell of a climb. Attempt to climb down the ladder. Maybe or not right now. Okay. So what's this? Anything good? No. Safety rules. Where you go? Up to the roof. Sure. Let's see what's up the roof here. Why not? I have a feeling we're gonna fall off. No? Can I not path around? I can. Ooh, what is this? Resistance note. Interesting. What does that have to say? Can I examine it? Examine. A handwritten note entitled Important Notice. The resistance members of Polstad. Sounds like a good organization. Where are they resisting? Evil, surely. Read the note. Tonight's ting is canceled. Meet up tonight on War Lane instead. It's time to stop the chant. It's signed by R. Chant? A locally produced newspaper. Water Lane. You know Water Lane is. Don't be stupid. It's right down below. You know, the underground port, largest port in the city. Closest path is probably through Pillar Crossing. All right, and it's nighttime. You ever hear about the resistance, Snell? Yeah, the Norvik resistance or whatever minor organization. Basically a bunch of human kids causing trouble. I only know them because they wiped away some goblin graffiti a couple months ago. I went and talked with one of their moms, nice old lady in the East Housing. After that, we didn't have any more trouble. They free striders? Nationalists, I think, bunch of boys. Human boys tend to lean nationalistic for certain reasons. Yeah, obviously roll your eyes despite the fact that you cannot see it. He squints. Are you rolling your eyes? Yes, roll them again. Oh, okay. It looked like you had some type of neck problem, but it's fine. Keep at it. All right, stop looking. All right, so apparently I'm missing something or the path is just closed off to me right now. No, let's not attempt breaking our neck. Oh my God, we have to. Do we? How do we get in here? Oh, no, we don't. Okay. All right, off to the docks we go to meet the pirates. So we will find them, they will know. We have got to the docks below. That's a seagull that wanted to murder me. Okay, we found a bike. Maybe this will help us get around the city faster. A handful of bicycles are stationed at the local rack. Bike racks? Not a lot of bikes. The usual commuters are probably too scared to head past the tea shop. This particular bike is yours. Hold on, when did I exactly come here? On the 21st of March evening. Then you fell. The pain, sudden striking. Do I recall anything important? You chained the bike, stood up, then pain. Was I alone? No. A shove in the dark, swift and deadly. A lucky strike from some drunk fool, probably. This is where I fell into the river? The goblin glances over to the broken fence. Interesting. You must have had a lot to drink if you took a stumble like that. One hell of a fall, too. Over 30 feet. It gives you a curious expression. The expression says, how the hell are you alive? Considering everything, we better play it cool. Real cool. Real cool. And smooth. Smooth, sure. Something like that. He glances down at the river once more. You see anything strange about this bike, Snell? No? It's a bicycle? He is impressed. You want to know a secret? Not particularly. This is my bike. Yeah, it seems to add up. He's implying that this rusty old bike suits you, which is very true to mind. If I remember where the key is, I can bring the bike with me. He takes a breath. First of all, don't ask me. You're an adult. Do what you want. Secondly, how the fuck are you going to take a bike around Tolstad? You gonna carry it up and down the stairs? This bike rack is set up here so that people can leave bikes before hanging down the stairs to water lane. That's a no, right? It's a I. If you find a pocket bike, that's another thing. Goblin size. But leave this one be, Cleric. We got work to do. Bye, bike. Okay. Down the stairs to water lane. We will find you, Docs. Rest assured. All right. I guess I either can't access the docks right now or whatever this is. So we will go to the underground city. That seems to be the only course of action we currently have left. So let us get our journey onto the underground city. I think the entrance to it is through the morgue where we first woke up and started the game. So we will head out there. I'm probably going the long way, but that's all right. Wait, what's this? Oh, please. A tucked away bird's nest. Oh, everything I interact with the animals hurts me. You see a bird's nest, got some eggs in it, and spot something shiny below as well and appears on guard. Must be a gull's nest. Scary beast, those gulls, but whoever made this nest isn't around, so could you imagine the goodies? Could be worth the climb down. Cantrip Mage Hand you could easily grab. Where can I get Mage Hand? You used to have a version of your own memorized. It was clearly lost in the river. Drat. However, there are ways of restoring your memorization. You will need a source, perhaps in a library. If you had time for a trip to the towers, that would be ideal. Last, you have to make do. Perhaps those esoteric books found in the Lich House could be of use. All right, let's not try to climb down over that ledge. Here we go. Jeez, that music. City below. All right, we are going to stop this episode here. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. I hope you enjoy this. Next episode, we will be digging through the city below. Thank you again, and bye-bye.